You know Ozzy, you know Iommi. Their names are legendary, their faces instantly recognizable to anyone who's ever cranked up a Sabbath record. Ozzy's wild stage antics and Iommi's thunderous riffs are the stuff of rock history. But the soul of Black Sabbath, that's Geezer Butler, the bassist, the lyricist, and the man behind the madness. He's the quiet architect, the one who shaped the band's identity from the shadows, letting his music and words do the talking. This is Geezer's story in 3 minutes. But to really understand him, you have to go back to the beginning, to the gritty streets of post-war Birmingham, England, where dreams were hard-won and music was an escape. Born Terence Geezer Butler in 1949, right in the heart of working-class Birmingham. Picture this, a quiet Catholic kid obsessed with horror flicks and blues records, nose always stuck in a book. He grew up surrounded by the sounds of industry, the clang of factories, and the weight of expectation. But Geezer's mind was somewhere else, lost in stories, melodies, and the dark corners of imagination. Geezer started out on rhythm guitar, strumming along to the blues and rock records he loved. But destiny called him to the bass, a move that would change not just his life, but the sound of heavy music forever. And when he crossed paths with Iommi and Ozzy, Black Sabbath came to life. It was a meeting of misfits, each bringing their own darkness and brilliance to the mix. Here's a wild fact. Geezer actually named the band after spotting an old horror movie poster in a cinema window. How metal is that? The name Black Sabbath wasn't just a title. It was a statement, a promise of something darker and deeper than anything rock had seen before. Geezer's love for horror and the macabre seeped into every note and lyric. Now let's clear up a myth. Most people think Ozzy wrote Sabbath's lyrics. But the guy weaving those dark tales, that's Geezer. He was the band's storyteller, channeling his fears, his questions, and his anger into words that cut deep. His lyrics weren't just background, they were the soul of the songs, giving Sabbath their unique voice. War Pigs, Iron Man, Paranoid, all straight from his pen. These aren't just songs, they're anthems, rallying cries for generations of fans. Geezer's words turned riffs into legends, and his stories became the backbone of heavy metal. Geezer's lyrics weren't just about shock. He tackled war, madness, addiction and religion, stuff that was real, heavy and raw. He wrote about the world he saw around him, the struggles of ordinary people, and the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. His words were fearless, unafraid to confront the uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. It's the same thing. Everything, isn't it, that's sort of successful, and if the sort of moral majority don't understand it, they'll try and put it
truths that others ignored. His bass? Absolutely monstrous. Fuzzy, gritty and distorted with a wah pedal that sounded like a growl in the night. The man didn't just play bass, he weaponized it. Geezer's playing was aggressive, melodic and unpredictable.
As you can see. Yeah. And I did it in Japan about 2 weeks ago. And I just carried on playing with it, and I've done a lot of damage to it. And the doctor says I've got an emergency operation on it now.
So how will you get around working tonight? You with this
I use these 2 fingers. That's what I've had to use them in Japan and Sydney.
All the way you've been playing with one broken finger?
He made the bass roar, snarl and sing all at once. He wasn't content to just hold down the rhythm, he pushed the boundaries of what the instrument could do. Geezer didn't just anchor Sabbath, he changed the whole game for bass in rock and metal. Before him, the bass was background noise. After him, it was a weapon, a voice, a force to be reckoned with. He inspired a generation of musicians to pick up the bass and make it their own. No Geezer, no Cliff Burton, no Steve Harris. The giants of metal bass all trace their roots back to him. His influence echoes through every thundering riff and every pounding rhythm section that came after. He played bass like a guitarist, wrote lyrics like a poet, and built the foundation for an entire genre. Geezer was never content to just follow the rules. He broke them, rewrote them, and set new standards for what heavy music could be. Even today you'll find young musicians studying his riffs, trying to capture that raw energy and emotion. His legacy isn't just in the records, it's alive in every band that dares to be heavy, honest and bold. And when Sabbath's classic era faded, he didn't stop, cranking out riffs with Dio in Heaven and Hell, and forging ahead with his own solo projects. Geezer kept evolving, never content to rest on his laurels. He kept searching for new sounds, new stories, and new ways to push the boundaries of music. I wasn't trying to be dark, I was trying to be real. That's Geezer, right there. He's always been about honesty, about telling the truth no matter how uncomfortable or intense it might be. That's what makes his work timeless. So next time you hear that thunderous riff, or those words that chill your spine. Remember the quiet force behind the loudest band in rock. Remember the man who gave metal its conscience, its poetry, and its bite. The brain behind the riff. Butler, underrated, unstoppable, unforgettable. Respect the riff, and never forget the power of the quiet ones. Fancy a backstage pass to pure rock history? You're in the right place. Welcome to Rock Doc Shorts, the ultimate trip through music's wildest moments. From legendary bands to untold tales, our shorts and full docs have it all. Hit like, share and subscribe for a backstage pass you won't forget. Got a favourite band? Drop it in the comments and let's rock on together. Peace.